What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here with another video. And today, we are doing this in honor of our good old friend Jamie Roots coming onto the channel tomorrow. We are doing a Houston Texans 7-round mock draft. So if you guys aren't already in the know, because you Houston fans might be just coming in, just peeking, just seeing what's up, we're going to be interviewing your president, the president of the Houston Texans, Jamie Roots, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central. Obviously, that video will be posted on Tuesday. So tomorrow should be a really fun video. Obviously I want to give one last little, we're probably going to do a 3-round mock that week, but we're going to do our first off-season mock the day after the Super Bowl. My stupid ass thought the Super Bowl was this week, so I actually already built a 5-round mock of both the Chiefs and the Buccaneers that I will be releasing on Super Bowl day. So keep your eyes posted out for that one as well. However, let's get into this. Let's have some fun because it's going to be very Texans heavy for the next couple days. So with, of course, the first pick, we are not taking it because, we kind of gave that up. Devontae Smith is going to be going to, of course, the Miami Dolphins for pretty much Laramie Tunsil. It's like Austin Jackson. I don't know if Austin Jackson was the pick that Houston had to give up, but it might have been Austin Jackson. As well as, of course, now Devontae Smith for our good old boy Laramie Tunsil, which, if that's the case, I honestly think that Houston might have won the trade because they got arguably the best left tackle in football. So, not in college football. I'm getting a little bit too mixed up with all the college football stuff. But, Houston, you got the best tackle, arguably, especially when factoring in age and stuff. You're signing him for $22 million a year, which is insane, until we continue seeing tackles being signed at higher prices. So we'll see what happens. I want to address something that did happen. Of course, we're not doing trades because, this is obviously too much RNG. Don't want to have like random trades pop up every single time. Evaluate that stuff. Let's just keep it nice and easy. Trey Norwood's falling, which would be a fun addition to the squad. Obviously, we don't need it, but man, you guys know how much I love Trayvon Mulrig. I want to address something that did just recently happen, though. As of last night, there was a group of puppies, not actual puppies, but people who are so devoted, so arrogant to a different person, that YouTuber being Bengal, that they see the title Mock the Mock, and they're just like, this guy's trying to dog on my little owner, and they just go after me. This includes Bengal. So obviously, if you guys are new and you guys want to see the Mock series, and you guys like, well, listen to the first minute, and you hear like, oh, well, this guy's talking up Mel Kiper, this guy's talking some good stuff about DJ. Then he starts going off on Bengal. I like to show you guys what I think about them before, and then I like to show you what I think after. That's just the way it is. I mean, some of you guys don't have the patience for that, and that's perfectly fine. But for those of y'all who have an amazing fan base, seeing what Bengals fan base is, I realize how amazing, how much I love you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys will be hearing this again in about a week when I do post the video for the Bucs and the Chiefs. So my bad on that, but I mean, you guys are absolutely amazing. I really do appreciate you guys being here on this channel. You guys are an amazing bunch because I realize that you guys don't like to dog everybody else. You guys like to have good football conversations. Why we have a Discord link in the description, as well as of course, my Twitter, which I just got completely reamed on. However, you guys are here for Texans, so let's do this. I might even drop something in the description telling you guys to skip to this point to not hear me talk about a bunch of random crap. However, all right, so we got the Texans, and we got to look at what we got to do, right? Obviously, there's been an emphasis on the offensive line. I did not have a very cohesive sentence right there. I can totally understand if you guys say, what, this guy sounds like he doesn't have a brain. But there's Deontay Brown on the board. If we want to strengthen that interior of the offensive line, 100% understandable, especially with, obviously, this can all change with Deshaun Watson. The team says that there's no way in hell they're going to be trading him. That doesn't mean anything nowadays. Everybody has their price. But if you are going to be wanting to run the ball more, investing in David Johnson, and I mean, I don't even know if he's going to be there anymore. We'll see what happens there. You probably want a good offensive line. Deontay Brown's the guy there. I am 100% set in my pick, though. It's Josh Myers. Why would they knock Josh Myers down so much? This is just absolutely disgusting to me. Josh Myers being down this far. I'm looking at Tyson Campbell and Josh Myers. Both these guys will probably be gone in the late first or like late first to mid second. But I'm gonna be going Tyson Campbell here. He has some big blips on the radar, but the dude's ceiling's insane. He has all the physical tools you could ever want. He's not gonna be here. And again, neither will Josh Myers. It's super disrespectful for these guys to even be on the board. Deontay Brown could be here, but Josh Myers arguably is the second best center in the draft. And I don't even know if that's arguably. Creed Humphreys, definitely center one. I see the C in my mind. I think cornerback. He's definitely center one in the draft, especially with the way he was able to transition to guard and play really well. He has great versatility. The Senior Bowl definitely helped his stock there. Probably pushed him into the first round and made him a guaranteed one lock, which, of course, people called me crazy when I had him probably top 10. I don't have him top 10 anymore. But, he's an amazing player. Ooh. But still, I think that Josh Myers is easily center two behind, tying it with Landon Dickerson, because Landon Dickerson's a great guy too. There are a lot of really good players on the board. So there's pretty much two ways I want to go with this. So we have, of course, you got the edge route. You get Joe Tryon here, especially if you're trading away Deshaun Watson and you get some first and stuff. You could definitely add some extra youth here. Joe Tryon, I've been hearing him in the end of the first. Kind of ridiculous to me, but I definitely think it's ridiculous for him to be here in the fourth. Or we can go Michael Carter. That's definitely an option for me. Michael Carter, people have been throwing out the name Barry Sanders. I don't know if I'd go that far, and you know me, I love Michael Carter. I might like him almost more than Javonte Williams. And after the Senior Bowl, he looked amazing. I comp him to Shady McCoy. Just a dude who can shake you out of your boots, and he doesn't need any space to create it. I mean, I know this team really wants to run the ball and have a really good back. And I know it's not huge on this needs sheet, but dude, that would not be a bad choice whatsoever. There's still Patrick Jones on the board, though. I can't pass up Patrick Jones, guys. As much as I love Michael Carter, I can't pass up Patrick Jones. He's going to fall a little bit because of the fact that he had a little bit of a hard time in one-on-ones. And, that's a thing that will knock him down quite a bit. However, I think that he is so talented that, he played very well during the actual game. And to me, one-on-one reps, we don't know how that's actually going to end up. If you think about it, if there's a 25% pressure rate during a play, that means the guy fully wins his rep and actually puts pressure on the quarterback 1 out of 4 times. So one-on-one reps doesn't always mean anything. And he had a bad rep against Quentin Meinertz, I think. I don't know his first name. It might have been Quinn Meinertz, but I think that's okay. I mean, he's a really talented guy. So it's not a big knock. David Moore's another guy who I could see really going, but I'm going to be targeting Sedarius Hutchinson, if not Drake Jackson, down the line for that route. And we're going to be looking at tight ends here. Trey McKitty is going to boost his draft stock up big time. I think he's going to be definitely gone by this time. TDN hasn't updated their board, I assume, but dude, he is a talented dude. If we want to look at a wide receiver as well, somebody who I could see boosting this core, because I don't know if we're going to be able to bring back, Will Fuller. So if you want to get a Will Fuller replacement, De'Ami Brown's the guy to go. So let's just check all the overall guys on the board. There's a lot of holes on this roster. We could even go Kenny Gainwell, right? That would be a great pick as well. But we already got the edge and everything. The offensive line is going to be later pick. Let's get De'Ami Brown. He's young. He's a true junior. He is super, uber talented, man. I love De'Ami Brown. I have him in the 90s. Maybe he could even be creeping up into the 80s. Super talented guy out of UNC. It's unbelievable what they had there in those two guys. And can you imagine how good that whole entire weapons core is? I'm kind of a little bit worried about Sam Howell due to the fact that he had 2 all-star wide receivers, obviously De'Ami Brown, Dez Newsome, as well as 2 of the best running backs in college football. It's just I'm a little bit worried about him. Honestly, we could go edge again if we wanted to, but I don't think that's the right move. Looking at the guys who are on the board, though, I mean, there's some really good guys on the board. I don't know if you guys know all of these guys, but David Moore might be a fun guy to add to the squad. I know that they like the kid out of UAB that they draft. I think Titus Howard. They drafted at number 25 overall. I kind of get similar vibes to him with David Moore. So that's something I'm definitely going to be targeting. So right now, if you guys want to get inside my head, I'm down to David Moore and Sedarius Hutchinson. Sedarius Hutchinson's, he's different. He's just built different. If he's a guy where obviously this again, if you do trade away Deshaun Watson for a certain amount of picks, this is a guy you get because he's going to be raw. He's a guy who has unbelievable strength. Apparently can bench and squat 3 times his weight. Unreal, right? David Moore is going to be your guy where if you keep Deshaun Watson, you want a guy to protect him now. That's the way we're going to go. And we're not going to make an assumption that Deshaun is gone. We got Patrick Jones who said Joe Tryon. We're going to stick that route. De'Ami Brown's a guy who's going to be really good stepping in day one. Tyson Campbell is a guy where it's just too good a value. David Moore is going to be our guy here. I used to be pretty low on David Moore until I started watching him play in the Senior Bowl. He's really, really good, man. He has some reps where it's a little bit head scratchy, but I mean, don't we all? Like, I'm pretty sure that every single player has had a couple reps where it's just like, what are you doing there? Even Trevor Lawrence has sometimes he had like one big slip up, last year? Not like last year as in like this last season, but pre-COVID year versus UNC. He didn't even pick up a blitz package. And it was like, whoa, what are you doing? Does that make him awful? No. So I think honestly that I'm pretty sure that everybody's going to have some bad reps right there. And to be fair, I mean, if you want to go off on David Moore, you're going to have to go off on everybody for having a bad rep. I think David Moore is going to be a guy who's a really solid late round pick. I feel like he's more of a Steelers type of pick where it's like, oh, it's the 5th round dude who turns into a really talented guy. So really like that pick. Now we're here. Like, who's it left on the board? You got Cornell Powell here. He's a fun guy. But I wouldn't really go after that. Khalil Herbert is a guy, not a huge fan. Honestly, if we like a Duke Johnson type 5, Demetric Felton would be a really good option. And it's probably where I'm going to go. Spoiler alert, I did go Demetric Felton in another draft. He's definitely going to be gone by this point. He's going to be gone by the 3rd round. So given that value, which is absolutely insane, we're going to be going Demetric Felton here. Just to add a good dump down option that is better than Duke Johnson. I think that we all know that Duke and David Johnson aren't the best players in the world. No disrespect to them, but I think that a guy like Demetric Felton can play wide receiver as well if you need him to. Obviously, we got a voice crack there. Obviously, if Kiki QT gets injured, you need somebody to step in, and I'm pretty sure he can step in very, very well. Could even go another corner here with Marco Wilson if we wanted to. If you want a bigger wide receiver, Dax Milne. How tall is he? He is only 6 foot. I swear to God, he looks bigger than that on tape. Might just be because he's playing in lower divisions and stuff, but he looks really, really good. Looking at the tight ends available, though, not a huge fan of any of these guys. Don't think you really need it at the moment. Let's beef up maybe the interior defensive line. Dude, Chris Tonga's on the board. Absolutely. If you guys, hopefully I can actually click on Chris Tonga this time. Nope, we clicked on Marco Wilson. We'll just go to my picks and check them out. Like Chris Tonga, he's only 322 at 6'4", but this guy, okay, I was about to just say this. He's an enormous dude. And like his weight might not say that he's 350,000 pounds, but when you see him, this guy is Damon Harrison 2.0. I love him. So, I mean, if we're able to get him in the 6th, it's just, there's way too much value that we're getting at this point. Feels a little bit cheap, honestly. If I'm going to be honest, I feel like we're taking advantage of people. Obviously, I'm looking at guys, I'm trying to see like what we could actually use at the moment because there's just so many good guys on the board. Like, do we need another slot? We have Kiki QT. We don't need that. Like, we already got our number 1 wide receiver. We could honestly, if you want to go tight end, if you want to just go balls to the wall, get to Tamorrion Terry, who is insanely fast. I've heard he's like 4.3 speed. I'm not sure. Like, that is just like unbelievable. He's 6'4" though. Like, he is 6'4" at 200 pounds. He's not going to be a great tight end, but if you want to use him as more of that like slot tight end, it'd be a fun pick. And honestly, with how many guys we might be losing, he might be a good guy just to pick up at this spot. I love Tamorrion Terry. I've loved him since the beginning. If you guys watch my initial wide receiver rankings all the way back in like April, something like that. It was like something like April or like early May. It was like I was absolutely in love with Tamorrion Terry. He was the entire offense. Trey McKitty was underused as well. Trey McKitty's really good. But it was just like, oh, unbelievable. Now, looking at like the needs, let's see if there's any repeats. So yeah, there was a double wide receiver repeat at least for what TDN says. I don't listen to TDN. I also want more of you Houston fans on my channel because you guys are a good group. I want to see you guys more often. But looking at the guys who are still on the board, we could be going after some extra safety depth because that can never hurt. But We could also look at another running back like Jamar Jefferson. I've heard is kind of like a freight train. I don't know. Dax Milne, we don't need another wide receiver. I'm looking probably towards this cornerback room, and we're looking at guys like Trey Norwood here, DJ Daniel here, guys who had really, really good. Cameron Bynum had a pretty solid. I mean, he is a little bit grabby, but he had a pretty solid Senior Bowl as well. Brian Mills had some he was very hot and cold. So I think DJ Daniel had the best out of all these guys. Trey Norwood, like he is a safety. Honestly, with the fact that we need safety as well, he's a good safety cornerback hybrid. So we're gonna go Trey Norwood at this spot. And I mean, he played really well in the Senior Bowl. He was the one who made like a picture perfect tackle on Shi Smith and just popped the ball out. Literally made the most beautiful tackle. And I have a lot of respect for that. Being a Steelers fan, I saw Ryan Shazier just like straight up, well, we know what happened. And it was just absolutely horrible. It rips you a new one from the inside. So being able to see a beautiful hit like that right on the ball, super clean hit, and it could have really hurt Shi Smith. It was kind of a shit ball. That warmed my heart, and that showed that he could do what he's like a really good safety, especially for the value. So looking over it again, we got a super high end talent at the top of the third. Like these guys, so this guy could be a first, right? Patrick Jones could be a second. I think that Senior Bowl probably knocked him to the third, but De'Ami Brown could be a sneaky second. I'm just gonna say he's young and dynamic. He's fun. David Moore could probably be a third round pick after his play as well. Felton, same situation, could be a third. Like I'm not gonna put him in the second round, but if a team wants a slot wide receiver, he could be Jalen Darden esque with the ability to basically return as well as be able to run the ball very, very well. Chris Tonga, I mean, dude, I love this guy. If I could take him in the fourth, I would. He's just a beast. He's gonna be one of those guys where you see somebody take a Christian Barmore in the first, and you're gonna be like, that's a pretty solid pick. I honestly think Christian Barmore should go in the second or like mid second, maybe late second. But if you get Chris Tonga in like the fourth, man, he's gonna make equivalent impact to probably an Ndamukong Suh. Not as much in the pass game, but again, Damon Snacks Harrison. If you get Damon Snacks Harrison in the fourth, isn't that great? You don't need him to be a pass rushing freak, but dude, this guy eats up everything. Tamorrion Terry, I'm taking a little bit longer trying to describe this to you just because obviously it's a shorter video, less picks. Tamorrion Terry, I mean, this is a luxury pick. He's a guy where it's similar to Miles Boykin, where it's insane athleticism and size. The immeasurables are there, but to be honest, the measurables are there, but to be honest, Tamorrion Terry did a really good job on Florida State. I don't really know why people are hating on him so much, and people aren't. That's the thing. TDN is the one hating on him. I love this guy. Honestly, I could see him being a third round pick, maybe a fourth rounder, right around where Miles Boykin went. Next, Trey Norwood. Lastly, of course, Trey Norwood. I mean, you're getting great value at every single spot. I kind of fell in love with how the draft board fell, and I don't know if that's TDN just trying to like tickle my happy place, to put it lightly. But like this is unbelievable. Unbelievable that it fell this way. And I love all these players. Really great. Like I love Chris Tonga. I did not know his name was Kairos Tonga. I thought his name was Chris Tonga. Okay, so let's try to pronounce this one just for fun, guys. Chris. It could be Chris Tonga. That's just a really weird way to say Chris Tonga. But like, dude, I just absolutely love this entire draft. If the Texans did this without trading Deshaun Watson, I think they could be in playoff contention again. They just have all this young, raw talent that will be able to supply them with some good talent for years to come. I think that a guy like David Moore, who I haven't been very high on, can become a really solid guard in the NFL. So let me know what you guys think. I thank you guys so much for watching. It's been fun. Check out the video on Tuesday for, of course, Jamie Root's interview. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.